Good morning. It is the 7th of April 2021. I'm Elsbie Jane. I'm a director at Patriot for Minorities. I want to talk about the situation going on in our country and why Patriot for Minorities got involved in specific two matters. We have a lot of things going on, but I want to point out two incidents, and I want to prove why it is necessary for people to get involved in injustice in South Africa. There's a wave of injustice going on. If you are not aware of such a wave, then you live a very protective life. But it's getting worse, and it's changing from a wave to a tsunami. And you know what happened with a tsunami? Nobody is spared. You can escape a wave, but you can't escape a tsunami. So take note of what is going on in this country, because you may be the next one. And I'm first going to talk about Flippy van Dyk. Flippy van Dyk grew up in Natal. He speaks Zulu. His father was a missionary amongst the Zulu people, and he went with them to school. It's not that he's unfamiliar with the Zulu people. He bought a farm, and he had huge dreams to produce essential oils on the farm. If you follow Flippy's story, you will know that those dreams are long time scattered. Every time he plants anything on his land, the communities adjacent to his farm chase in cattle into his land, and they break up all his irrigation pipes. He says it looks like spaghetti if they finish with it. All the plants are demolished, and the whole production is gone. This is malicious damage to property. But the police says it's okay. On another occasion, people came and they stole his pump of 70,000 rand. He called the police. The police came, but they came with a crowd of about 100 EFF members. The police, together with the EFF, supported the thieves until the pump was gone. Flippy complained to the National Prosecuting Authority, and with that he got the anger of the police and the prosecutor in Scotland on him. Now he's targeted. And last year they came and the 20 policemen assaulted him severely on his land. He was admitted to hospital. He undergone a brain operation to save his life. Yes, that is the South African police. Now, Patriot for Minorities is suing them on behalf of Flippy for damages. But still it's going on. It's continuing. And if that's not enough, they arrested Flippy for a charge where a dog bit a person on Flippy's farm when that person attacked Flippy with a panga. He has the dogs for his protection. The dogs did what they are trained to do, protect Flippy in an attack. But now Flippy is charged. Because that guy didn't get away with his attack, the dog stopped him, and he laid a charge against Flippy for the dog bite, and now Flippy is the accused. Now, to raise the expenses for Flippy and financially ruin him, you can imagine that the case is dragged out. We have been to court 16 times, 16 court days, and we are busy with the second state witness at this stage. So the state haven't even finished their case, and the defense haven't started their case, and we're 16 days down the drain. Next week, we're in Scottsboro again. We ask the matter is set down for 3 days, and hopefully we will finish the state's case. But you can understand, anybody that have been to court and paid a lawyer to represent you in court knows what the cost for a court appearance is. Multiply it by 16 days and you will see what the cost is. Now Flippy doesn't have that money. All this vandalism, all the harassment he has suffered for the last 7 years depleted his reserves. And he can't produce anything on his farm because of the harassment. So he does not have money to pay us. Patriot for Minorities is sponsoring him. But we don't have the money either. So we have the advocate on an agreement that we will pay him in future. But in the meantime, we have to pay the expenses every time we go down to Scottsboro. And a very nice politician had the cheek to ask last night on Wessel's live show. So what does we pay the advocate? Well, firstly, he's not part of us. But secondly, it has nothing to do with him. But if you want to know what our expenses is for next week, the flight ticket down to Durban for me and the advocate, and the return ticket home is 3,000 rand. It's 750 rand per person per flight. So it's 3,000 rand to fly down to Durban and back. We have to stay in Durban because we have to be there for the whole week. And that cost us 2,000 rand for the accommodation. Then we haven't eaten anything. So we still have to buy food and survive for the week. So our immediate expenses have already been 5,000 rand to travel down to Scottsboro. And Flippy can't pay that. I don't charge any money to go down. The advocate doesn't charge any money to go down. It's just our expenses. Okay? I want to talk about Rodan. And can you believe it? The police are once again the police. People at Rodan is not squatters. They are not vagabundos. They are working, except for the pensioners there that receive SASSA pension. It's good people, but it's poor people. But they pay their rent. But if your rent is suddenly raised from 2,500 to 6,000 rand a month, and you haven't budgeted for it, it's quite extreme. Now the people are evicted by using the police, not the court order. And as you know, Regulation 19 of the COVID regulations even forbid eviction with a court order. But these people are evicted without a court order. We'll give the detail to you later. We are in court today, and hopefully we can report back after we've been to court. We don't want to tell you too much because it's sub judice. What I want to tell you is that the application to court is 180 pages. If you have to serve on each and every respondent, and there are 8 respondents, it's immediately 180 pages times 8. You have to supply the sheriff with a copy, a certified copy of the application before he can serve it. So it's another 8. We have 2 advocates on the matter, and they need copies. So it's 2 more, which make it 18. Then the court needs a copy, of course, it's 19. And the attorney's firm, Marius Koerse Attorneys, needs a copy for their file, it's 20. So it's 20 times 180 pages that needs to be photocopied. None of the residents at Redon can pay that money. They contributed, they collected money, and we are very thankful for the collection they made and the contribution they made. But they can't pay this case. But we can't allow the police to evict people on behalf of a bully. It's not justice. So we help. And now I come to the end of my story. If you need to help people all over, it's not about the fees, it's not about salaries, but it's expenses that's coming from our own pocket. And it's hurting us. And if you feel that you want to help stop this wave before it becomes a tsunami, at least you can make a small contribution and donate a little bit of money to help us with our expenses. And that's all I'm asking this morning. If ever it's in your ability to assist us with these expenses, can you please make a contribution? It will be of such great help. And I once again want to repeat, the advocate in Scotland, the 2 advocates in that's doing the Redon case, nobody is asking money now. They help us with the belief that we will be able to pay them in future. And they help us because they believe in these cases. So, Mr. Hall, it's none of your business what we are paying the advocates, but because you asked, I'm explaining to you now. We don't have money to pay them, but they believe like we do that we must stop this injustice. If you want to contribute, our donation particulars are on our website. You can visit our website. It's www.patriot.sa. It's one word. Patriot, SA for South Africa, but just the abbreviation, SA.org. O-R-G. I repeat it, www.patriotsa.org. And if you go to donations, our emergency fund account number is there. You can say on your donation, if you want to make a general donation, you can donate specifically for Flippy, then we use it for Flippy's case, or you can donate for Redon, then we use it for Redon's case. But yeah, please make a contribution, even if it's just a small amount. Every bit helps to cover the expenses. And with this plea, I leave you. We are in court today, and hopefully I will come back with good news. I'll put the website particulars in the below this video, and I'll talk again to you later. Goodbye.